There was a lot of excitement around the 2023 release of the new Tears of the Kingdom game, latest installment in the Zelda series. Following Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening, and Skyward Sword on the Switch console, Zelda fans ordered the latest version very quickly. We'll be reading a new chapter from the Top 10 Nintendo Games section, page 72 for The Legend of Zelda. Jerome, reading by the fire, welcome back. After a short hiatus, welcome back to Video Gamers Oasis on YouTube. We're continuing to read the book, The Ultimate Guide to Super Mario and Nintendo 2024 Edition. We've been reading the Top 10 Nintendo Games mini-series in this book. We previously learned about Pokemon number 3 on page 71. Now we're on page 72. Number 4, The Legend of Zelda. Here to the right, we see a beautiful illustration of Link on top of a fantasy-like floating cliff in the middle of a fantasy world, almost like a Greco-Roman pillar in the background. And he has a sword, a suit of armor, cape, long blonde hair, pointy ears. Let's learn more about the Legend of Zelda game for the Nintendo Switch, I believe. We have a white box with red and black text. Top tiers. There was a lot of excitement around the 2023 release of the new Tears of the Kingdom game, latest installment in the Zelda series. Following Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening, and Skyward Sword on the Switch console, Zelda fans ordered the latest version very quickly. To the right, we have a magenta circle with magenta text as well as white text. Flashback. Want to go Zelda retro? Get the classic Legend of Zelda game on the little Game & Watch device. That looks cool. You can play the original NES version of the Legend of Zelda on the Game & Watch device. If you have this Game & Watch device, do some gameplay videos of you playing the Legend of Zelda. Also, for the game Tears of the Kingdom for the 2023 release on the Nintendo Switch, do some gameplay videos of that. I want to know your opinions on that game, as well as Link's Awakening, Skyward Sword, as well as Breath of the Wild. Next, we have another illustration. Looks like another fantasy adventure. There's like a lot of floating islands here. Let's learn more about that. The red text with black text reads, Sky Adventure. This time, the action reaches the skies, as well as a land, as Link explores the mysterious Hyrule. There are new vehicles and weapons, plus huge new abilities for our hero to unleash. Check out the floating islands and leave no stone unturned as you take down opponents in style. That looks really cool. To be on top of floating islands in a fantasy world, all kinds of temples and castles on these floating islands for Link to explore and to battle monsters that live in these temples and castles. Finally, we have another red text with black text reads, Link Up. Tears of the Kingdom on Switch gave Link some interesting new powers, like Ultra Hand and Fuse to allow him to make epic new weapons. The new Ascent ability allows him to pass through objects, hillsides, ceilings, and even some enemies. These shortcuts can be such a boost. So here we have Link. If you look very close to the illustration, it's hard to see at first. You see Link, and there's a bit of a red, a little dark blue, magenta, dark magenta, and different shades of colors. And I don't know what he's doing there. He's putting on some kind of new weapon or new magical item that's glowing. If you know what's happening in this illustration, please leave your comments below. I'm not overly familiar with the Link Legend of Zelda lore, so leave your comments if you know the game and know what's happening in this game. There you have it. That is the Legend of Zelda section in the top 10 video games, Nintendo games. Number 4 on page 72. What is your favorite Legend of Zelda video game of all time? Leave your comments below. Do some gameplay video of that game. I'd like to see it in action. So next time, we're going to continue on another video. On page 73, we'll divide the video into two sections, two videos. First, we'll learn about Animal Crossing, number 5, and number 6, Nintendo Switch Sports, on page 73.
Subscribe and click the notification bell for Video Gamers Oasis to be notified of future videos. I do a lot of video game history, video game trivia, and retro gaming on this channel. So make sure to be notified when I upload future videos. This is Jerome, reading by the fire, and I'm thanking you very sincerely from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to listen to me flap my gums and read this book. Bye for now.
Video Gamers Oasis. Website, YouTube channel.